All right, I think I found a pretty good spot to set up. Let's talk pouches today, guys. Don't go away. I get so many questions about pouches, it's insane. What's the best pouch? What's better pouch? Better pouch material, microfiber or leather? What's better for this ammo? What's better for that ammo? Should I use these pouches? Should I use those pouches? What's the best pouch shape? Are pit locating pouches good? There's so many questions. There's so many and so many options, and really the answer is it comes down to personal preference. Have a look at this. For the longest time, and possibly still is, the Warrior Mongol pouch is my favorite pouch that's out there. However, the HTH Bone pouch, really nice pouch. Both of them in kangaroo leather. Now, is the kangaroo leather the best ones out there? I'm going to go ahead and say no, because I don't think there is a best pouch. There's just way too many options. You got huge pouches, normal pouches, microfiber pouches, leather pouches, textured pouches, bigger pouches, smaller pouches, different tiles, different styles, different leathers, different shapes, different thicknesses, different feels, pit locating pouches, bullet pouches. The list goes on and on, guys. It'll never end. They even have these wacky looking pouches like these. All right, guys. All three of these materials are great materials for slingshots, and I've got quite a bit of experience shooting all three of them. So I'm going to give you my thoughts on the leather. My preferred pouch is actually leather, but it does have its problems. So the first and foremost that I like about leather is it tends to have a smooth side and a rough side. Now, on that smooth and rough side, I choose to hold on the rough side with my fingers. Now, some people would say, oh, but wouldn't it cause too much grip and screw up your release? Well, for me, it's actually the opposite. When I hold on to the smooth side, I've had a couple of misfires from time to time where I'm anchoring and it actually slips out of my hand because I don't want to be gripping onto that pouch so often, so hard. So I actually flip my pouches on the backside and I hold on to the rough side. So I don't have to grip the pouch as hard, and it actually helps my hand fatigue and all that stuff. But issues, that's a good plus. So you can experiment to see which one you like better. What are the issues with leather? Well, leather, because it's a natural material, it'll stretch. All of these products stretch. But the leather tends to stretch in unpredictable ways. You could have a pouch like this, and you'll be shooting it for years, and you'll be like, oh, I love this pouch. But the next one you put on may stretch all wonky, and it's kind of uneven, and you don't like it, you can't get on with it. That is the problem with a natural product. You never know what you're going to wind up with after shooting it. But it makes a good, strong, durable pouch that will last you for years if you happen to get a really good one. There's so many different types of leather that you could use for these, but I highly suggest that if you're going to use any kind of leather for a pouch, use kangaroo leather. It is the most durable and tough and strongest leather out there. Pound for pound, that's the king of leather out there. Let's talk about microfibers. So these microfiber pouches are pretty cool. The feel of them is actually quite nice. It's nice and soft, lightweight. Great for if you're looking for speed. These are really light. They're going to shoot really nice. Another thing that's good about them too is they do have quite a bit of stretch, but the stretch is uniform. So as you're pulling those bands back, your pouch is going to stretch and stretch and stretch, always back to the same size. Now, they do tend to have quite a bit of stretch. I find these guys do stretch quite a bit. So if you're shooting heavier ammo, you may find they tend to really stretch out quite a bit. But it's no really big deal. And another thing too, if you're holding on to the ball, if you're one of those guys that really like to feel the circumference of the ball in your grip, these micro pouches, you're going to love them. They really do allow the feel of the ball to get through there, which is quite nice. All right. Let's talk about these superfiber pouches. Now, when I first started out, I was shooting 8mm steel. I was shooting these from GZK. Very similar to this one. Pit locating pouch, all that. Cool thing about these pouches is you can get them with different pits, different holes, all kinds of stuff that really could control the ball for you. Another plus with these guys is it's a plus, and it's also a bit of a con, in my opinion, is that there's very, very little stretch. So if you have small holes for tying on your bands and that kind of thing, it can make it a little difficult to get your bands in there. And I've actually torn bands trying to fight them through tiny little holes like that before. The good thing about these pouches is they will last forever. You could probably shoot these things for years and years, tens of thousands of shots, not a problem. And over time, they will soften up and feel nice. But when they're brand new, they tend to be a little bit on the firm side, and they can have a little hand slap on there and make it a little bit rough. But for the most part, they tend to be nice and grippy, nice and comfortable to hold. But if you're one of those people, like I said, who really likes to feel that circumference of the ball in your grip, these may not be for you. Because when you're holding these guys in your hand, it's going to hold that ball flat. You're not going to really feel the circumference of the ball. It's going to be more like you're pinching a flat piece of something. It's kind of hard to explain, but once you shoot with it a couple of times, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So today we're going to be trying out a leather pouch, a kangaroo leather pouch that my buddy Wes Mitchell made, and I'm going to be taking some shots with it. We're going to see how it feels, and I'm going to let you know. I'm going to talk about what I look for in a pouch. So let's take a couple shots. Ethan Martin, that bullseye was for you, buddy. Thanks a lot for being my first VIP member. Cheers, buddy. Now, don't forget, check those community posts. There's something in there that I need your input on. There's a few things I really like about this pouch that I'm shooting here today. This is one that I got from Wes Mitchell. The holes on either end is quite large, so those bands pass through really, really nice. You don't have a tiny little hole like on this one where you have to fight the bands through. And even on my favorite pouch, the hole is quite small. But there is a bit of a split on this one, so it does make it a little bit easier. It will spread open, but still you have to fight the bands through. And on a couple of the super fiber pouches, I've tried fighting the bands through those holes, and my bands actually tore, which is really, really annoying. The second thing I like about this pouch is on the ammo side, it's nice and smooth. On the back side, or your finger side, it's been shaved quite nicely, so it's not like too gritty or too grippy or anything like that. It's pretty smooth, but it's got just the right amount of grip on there. So this kangaroo leather has been actually treated and shaved really, really nicely, and this is a perfect feel for me. I really like this. Now the dimensions are I can't remember if they're 45 or 50 millimeters long, 1.5 centimeters or 15 millimeters wide, and I believe it's 1.2 millimeters thick. Now another thing I like about this pouch is how it feels when you're holding it in your hand. You don't feel too much of the ball because you still have all this surface area, and this leather is nice and tough that you can actually get a pretty good grip on there, and your thumbs contacting all that area. And I'm not getting any pinch, so it kind of spreads out that circumference of the ball a little bit within that grip, and it allows for a really nice release. Great stuff. Now, I guess if I can give you a piece of advice when you're out shooting or practicing with a new pouch, or if you're just getting into the sport, I think probably the first thing I would say when it comes to choosing a pouch is get a whole bunch of different ones. A lot of times when you're buying elastic, it'll come with pouches. So you can actually give those a feel, see how you like them. Do you like the thickness? Do you like how they feel? Try some pit locating pouches. Put your hands on those. Take some shots with them. Like really take a good amount of shots with them. And you're going to see what you like, what you don't like. The first of all is going to come up to the feel. Do you prefer the slippiness of the smooth side, or do you prefer the grippiness of the grippy side? Give those a try first. See how they go. Go through 2 band sets with a pouch like that. Decide which one you like. Then try some variations of thicknesses. You'll know pretty soon from shooting if you find that you don't like the feel, if you're feeling too much of the ball and you don't like it. You'll know that really quick. So once you're done that, you can start. You can really start playing with the materials, trying some leather and all that. There's all kinds of different things you can do. But what I do suggest is get out there, try a bunch of different pouches. When you find a material, a thickness, and a size that you like for the ammo that you're shooting, stick with it. And you'll keep on making shots over and over and over again. And that's all part of the riddle, I guess you could say, is being consistent with your gear is going to transform into being consistent with your accuracy. And the more times you change back and forth with things, the more times it's going to cause you problems, regardless of what you're shooting. Can't hit them all. All right, we got a nice little chunk of blue chalk sitting off the end of that branch. Let's see if we can get it to blow up. Yep. Well, I got to tell you, this little pouch that I got here from Wes is really, really nice. It's got just enough grip on the backside for me. Feels really good, warm, supple. I have enough contact with the ball, but not too much where I feel only the ball. It's really great. So far, I'm in love with this thing. Did some great shooting today with my good old Dan Kung. Now, I know that maybe some of you have came to this video looking for answers for a pouch on which ones to buy. The best thing I could say to you is basically this. Try a bunch of them. You're going to get some with your elastic. You're going to be able to buy them. They're really, really cheap. You could even make them at home if you want to. If you've got the time, if you can pick up a die, or you're really good with scissors, you can figure one out. In the end, once you've done some testing and some shooting with these different pouches, the options are endless. But once you've done one and you find one that you really like whether it's doesn't matter the materials, because there is no best material, there is no best pouch. Once you find one that you really like, stick with it. You're going to find that after shooting the same pouch, the same band setup, the same ammo, the same frame, the same everything, the consistency and the variables that go along with all of this, once you eliminate all that, you're going to start shooting great. And the whole issue of which pouch do I like, which pouch is the best, and all that stuff is just going to go away. So that's my the best bit of advice I can give you on choosing a pouch is basically get out, try a bunch of them, find one you like, and when you find one you like, keep it, stick with it, guard it with your life. Get a whole bunch of them just in case they happen to go missing, and then you're set for good. That's it. Thanks a lot for watching. You guys stay safe, get out and practice, be good to each other. I'll see you again soon. I love you guys, freaking awesome. Hope you enjoyed the vid, and I hope you enjoy the shoot. Take care. There we go.
Hey, thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button for me and subscribe if you haven't already.
Big one.
Now, this is a very difficult video to shoot, considering there's so many options and materials to choose from. It's kind of difficult to stay impartial when you're, if you do have a preference. But regardless of what materials you use, it really is going to come down to personal feel and which one you feel
get those last two calls done.
So, with that said, guys, I'm going to wrap this one up. I'm going to attach a couple playlists here for you guys to check out, maybe a couple of videos. I hope you enjoy it. I'll see you again soon. You guys get out and practice, stay safe, and shoot straight. Take care for now.